those 10 seconds or less, I'm free.
Hey guys, it's Max Jackson here, coming to you live on your small screen, not big screen unless it's not a cinema. Today, in this video, since you all know that I've been doing test videos and movie and trailers for my upcoming movie spoofs on YouTube since I'm a big fan of films, well, I'll still be doing those, but I'm just going to have a little break and do some reviews of films I saw lately. 3 days ago, as you saw, for those of you who've seen the post on Google+, I saw Star Wars Episode VII, The Force Awakens, the film that I've been waiting for a long time. But don't worry, because if you haven't seen the film, there'll be no spoilers, there won't be any, what happened in the film is that's a spoiler. No spoilers, so if you haven't seen the film, don't worry, because you can still watch this. This is going to be like a review, Like, I'm going to talk about what I think about it and who I recommend it for. But anyways, enough talk. Let's go on with it, shall we? Anyways, I'm on to it. Sorry I wasn't wearing my hat in the last scene of me. I just wanted to put it on to look cool in this review. But anyways, I'm going to review the story first. Anyways, here we go. Don't worry guys, like I said earlier, no spoilers. I'm just going to review it, say what I think of it, whether I recommend it for you guys, and so on. And since the prequels are done, like, The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith, which came out when I was little, those are done with. We haven't had a sequel in a long time. Anyways, we're back to Star Wars sequels. Thanks to J.J. Abrams for bringing Star Wars back after 10 years. Anyways, the story in this film, since this is episode 7, the story is set 30 years after the last sequel, which came out in 1983, The Return of the Jedi. This means that the human characters, like Han Solo, Princess Leia, you all know those characters, but I'll talk about characters later. But I'm just going to say they look older because of the same actor and so on. And I have to say, the plot is, I'm not going to say what the plot is, but it's well written, and at the beginning of every Star Wars film, they have an opening sequence which tells you what happened before the events of the film. Same when they did with all the old ones, like the originals. And I'm really glad that they have the opening sequence at the beginning of this film. Thus, it even gets better. The plot is even well explained as the movie goes along. I just love this film more than any other film this year. So if I had to have a favorite film this year, I'll talk about that later. Yeah, but at least the plot is well written. I'm so glad they made it. I'm so glad they did their best. Thanks to J.J. Abrams and whoever else made this film. George Lucas, we will miss you, but thank you, J.J. Abrams, for bringing Star Wars back. Okay, the story's done. Now we're going to move on to the characters. Anyways, as for the characters, I will mostly talk about the new characters since you all, like I said earlier, you all know Han Solo, Princess Leia. But let's not talk about them here, shall we? We should talk about the new ones. Anyways, here we go. The new characters are Finn, Rey, and BB-8. Which I like the most, as well as the new villain, Kylo Ren. I have to say that they are awesome characters in the film, they are well written, they are interesting, and they have great lines in the film. BB-8 is probably my favorite. If I had to have a favorite character, it'll probably be BB-8 because, like I said earlier, not just because he's a new robot in the film, it's also because we learn a lot about him as the movie goes along. But as for Finn and Rey, I have to say they're the ones you care for, and they help the Star Wars saga continue for longer and longer and years and years. I mean, it's hot. I've never seen a film that came out in 1970s, but a franchise that came out in the 1970s, but is still continuing now in 2010's decade. As for the new villain Kylo Ren, since Darth Vader is dead and Kylo Ren is taking over now, has taken over, he's spectacular. His backstory is well written. I'm not going to say what it is for spoiler reason, and his fighting skills are superb. Anyways, now we're going to move on to the special effects. Okay, as for effects, right? I mean special effects. They are fantastic in the film because the lightsabers, the explosions, and the guns they used in the film are well made and used especially for fighting scenes. If I had to have a favorite effect in the film, I'd have to say that I love the lightsaber scenes because of how they are designed and the way the lightsaber lights up when the character uses the lightsaber. I mean, the special effects. This is why a film takes like a year to make or months to make. I just love the way that the special effects in the film, the way they are used. I mean, how could it? I can't even. I'm not able to do that yet. I'm not even at university to study film. But thanks to whoever made the effects, for people who in this film people who worked for this film and did the special effects. Well done. Now that we're close to the end of the review, we only have 2 more left. I'm going to talk about the actors. As for the actors, which some of you might or might not know, because I've never heard of these actors before in my life. Anyways, as for the actors, there's John Bowen, who plays Finn, Daisy Ridley, who plays Rey, and Adam Driver, who plays the villain, Kylo Ren. These actors are amazing with their talent and their expressions, although I've never heard of them before, like I said earlier. My favourite actor here, in my opinion, has to be John Bowen, because a lot of his lines are what makes the movie spectacular. And I mean, yeah, he did superb with this movie. Even though I've never heard of him before, this is what you guys, if you haven't seen the film and you're going to see, you guys are going to love John Bowen. Yeah. Alright guys, this is the last part of the review, and since this is the last part, I'm going to review the music / soundtrack, or music aka soundtrack, which is how I say it. As for the music aka soundtrack in the film, I gotta say, I'm glad that they kept the original theme for the opening sequence of the film, and I love the way they composed the new themes for the beginning to the end of the film, with the orchestra and the drums they used for the music. I am so happy that they used the old music from the old Star Wars films in the movie. I've got to say, good soundtrack, because without the soundtrack, the film's not going to be entertaining. We need soundtrack for all these kind of films so that they're entertaining, not just talking, or else it'll be boring. But anyways, the music soundtrack was spectacular. I just loved the music in the film. Anyways, that's all for the review, guys. I hope you all liked it. Now, I'm going to say who I recommend this film for. I recommend this for all Star Wars fans and for all of you that love these type of films. This is a must-watch for any of you that like Star Wars, even the prequels, the original films, the franchise in general. I suggest, if you haven't seen the film, get out to the cinema and go watch it. Like that. So yeah, I gotta say, overall, I love this movie. I love everything about this film. And for those of you who haven't seen it yet, well, this is the chance. Well, this is your only chance to see the film because next year it won't be out again. So, or just if you have, don't worry. If you don't have time to see it this month because you got to spend your time with your family, wait for it to be on DVD so you can watch it at home. So, overall, overall, I love this movie. I hope to get it on DVD when it comes out. And yeah, I'll be doing my own spoof of the Star Wars series, including this one, The Force Awakens, since you saw my cast. So because I made a cast video of my own version of Star Wars Episode 4, The Force Awakens, which was the original film in 1977. I can't decide which one I have to like out of this one, The Force Awakens, or the old films. I mean, overall, this film deserves a 10 out of 10 and a 5 out of 5 stars. Thank you for watching, and please comment. If you enjoyed this video, please comment. Anyways, that's all I got, guys. See you later. Bye.